No. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all again soon. Hey! Only messing about, Leicester fans. Calm down. Calm down. No. Let's talk about it properly. So, because I've not done a talking one for a while, I've been doing, you know, the My Soccer Stories. I've done a few of them. I've done the Jamie Vardy video. I've done the new free kick video. I think it's quite a good video. Check that one out if you've not seen it, guys. My previous video to this one, I went and shot it on the weekend with a good friend of mine, and I was quite happy with it. It was decent. It was only a 4-minute video, and I think I only scored 3 or 4 goals in that 4 minutes, and we had to go and fetch a lot of balls afterwards from flying over the fence. But what I wanted to get out of that video was more of the technique. All right, I don't practice often enough now, but when I used to practice, if you looked at the technique of my shooting, hopefully that's what you honed in on, not so much where the ball was going. And the other thing, my friend was like, mate, you're missing a lot of shots for like someone who's played in the Premier League. But the thing was, and I told him, so I'm going to tell you guys, the thing was, I didn't have a goalkeeper and I didn't have a wall, all right? And I've told you this many times before, guys. If you're ever practicing your shooting and you happen to be on your own and it's an empty net, make sure you try and shoot that would score past the keeper. And if it's a free kick and there's a wall there as well, you've got to imagine the wall there and you've got to imagine a keeper in goal, because there's no point spending 2, 3, 4 hours shooting into an empty net that if there was a goalkeeper or a wall there, you would score none of the goals. All right, so if they're going midway up the goal or they're not going, so I only showed you the ones that I thought were decent enough to beat a wall and beat a keeper. But that video was more about the technique of the shot and how to hit the shot. So I hope you got something from that video. So back to Leicester, or just before I move on to Leicester, let's talk about, you know what I'm not happy with, guys? I've noticed a difference now that once I put the camera in front of me, or someone's got a camera on me, or I've done TV before and I don't know what's coming, I just sit in front and I go. And I think I come across a lot better like that, because when I watch these other videos back, now the content that I'm putting out in the other videos, the Vardy video, the My Football Story, the free kick one, I think is decent quality video, but you have me in the background trying to talk over it, and it's just, it's cringeworthy. I sit down and watch them videos, I'm like, it's good content you've put there, but then I'm in the background recording the audio on my iPhone 6. Now, when you go to strike the ball, make sure you use the inside of your foot. And even at the end of them, I'm saying, thanks for watching, guys. See you all again soon. Mate, listen, I'm surprised that some of you guys have not come through and put, Matt, listen, content's all right, but mate, you doing them voiceovers is an absolute embarrassment. I should get someone else to do it who's good at reading auto cue or something like that. That's why if Sky ever come and ask me to do anything, not that they will, but if they did, as long as it's not an auto cue and I can sit there and I'm talking to Charlie Nicholas, Paul Merson, whoever, yeah, Paul, yeah, brilliant, yeah, Riyad Mahrez, unbelievable, million step overs, nutmeg someone, go by someone else, boom, Stange, top corner, bam, goal, boom. I could talk like that, but if I had to sit there and read something or read an auto cue, oh no. That is not my ability whatsoever. So anyway, I've got that rant off my chest. Let's quickly talk about Leicester City and can they win the league. And do you know what? I was sitting watching the game in a pub with loads of my mates, really busy in there. It's a Leicester pub as well, so quite a lot of the people knew that I used to play for Leicester. So everyone was coming up asking me questions. Oh, Matt, do you think the Leicester can win the league? And I never ever thought it, or I would never even contemplate it, even when they're beating... They're drawing with Man United, they're slapping Newcastle, they're going to Newcastle, slapping Newcastle, everything like that. I never ever thought it, but I don't know if I'd had about 2 or 3 beers when I watched the Swansea game. And everyone's around and the atmosphere was unbelievable. Everyone was cheering when Riyad scored his hat-trick, beautiful hat-trick. And everyone kept asking me, and I thought, is it the beers or is it Or am I starting to believe as well? Because the more you look at it, and one player that I want to talk about a little bit in this vlog as well is little Kante. Mate, listen, that guy, all right, everyone's going on about Riyad Mahrez and Jamie Vardy, and they're unbelievable. And if any of them got injured, Leicester are going to fall down the league so quickly, which could be quite true, all right. I look at it from a professional player's point of view, could be quite true. But when you look at Leicester City and you break down their team, goalkeeper, decent. He's not the best. I'm not giving Schmeichel all the accolades because I don't think he's the best. He's not top 2, top 3, top 4 in the Premier League, but he's safe hands and he's a decent keeper. Then you go for the 2 centre-backs. Wes Morgan, I think, having signed Huth at the club, has been unbelievable for him. The experience that Huth has brought, the Premier League experience that Robert Huth has brought to that back four is... You can't put a number on it. It's huge. It's massive. You can see that straight away. And he's shored the defence up. And I think he's given Wes Morgan more confidence playing along someone like him, who to be honest, is more of a leader, I think, than Wes Morgan. And you can see him controlling the back four and sorting everything out and setting out the back four in a way that he knows you can go and win Premier League games. So, goalkeeper decent, Robert Huth, massive signing. Made a big difference to that back four. Wes Morgan, decent. I think he's a championship player, but I'm not going to hate on him. He's doing all right. So well done, Wes. Your right backs, Danny Simpson, decent, not unbelievable, but decent. Normally it's Richard Delato I like there. I think Danny Simpson's a better fullback when he's defending, but I like Delat's energy and pace and power and running ability with the ball when he's going forward. I think he helps out a lot in attack. But whoever plays there, decent enough right back. Left back, this is where it's a big one for me because I know Schlupp quite well and I like him. Think he's a great kid. Think he's a good footballer, high energy, dangerous footballer. Not so great at left back, to be honest, because he's not the greatest defender. He's better off further up the pitch, I think. But now you've got this guy in called Fuchs. Wow, the geezer's decent. He can defend. His positional play is magnificent. He joins in well and he links well with Albrighton, who's been playing on the left. And the geezer can pass an unbelievable ball. All right, he's got vision. He's got real great vision for a fullback, and he picks them passes off nice. So that's my take on it on the back four. All of them decent. Now, this is where we start to get into the little diamond in the middle. He's little Kante, £5 million he cost. He's come into the Premier League, and for me, he's been Leicester's best player. Jamie Vardy's got all the accolades of the goal scoring record, beating Ruud van Nistelrooy, and Riyad Mahrez will be, mark my words, Riyad Mahrez will go on to play for one of the top clubs. But we'll get to that in a minute. So, little Kante. And the other guy I need to mention is Drinkwater. Drinkwater's having an unbelievable season. Both of them quite similar players. All right, high energy, get around the pitch, break up play. They would be a nightmare to play against. I wouldn't like to play against either of them because they're at you all day long. They're ratting you on. They're trying to get the ball back. If one of them presses, the other one knows that he's got to sit in, so they work well together. I think both of them are having a great season. But Kante, the reason why I love him, he can break up play really well. All right, and normally you think of your players of that ilk, Makelele, Roy Keane was decent actually, but Roy Keane, players like this, Coquelin's decent as well, but Coquelin at Arsenal, they break up play and then they give it to the players, the guys that are great passers or can move well with the ball. Think of your Cazolas and people like that. This guy, little Kante, breaks up the play, rats around, wins the ball back, and then he goes on a 50-60 yard run with the ball and just opens up the opposition completely, which allows Jamie Vardy to get his little pockets of space, Riyad Mahrez to get his little pockets of space, because all the time Kante's running with the ball. By the way, after he's just slide tackled and won it back, or pressed someone and won the ball off him and nicked it off him, he's driving forward through the heart of the opposition defence. Players are coming at him to try and sort him out, which leaves the space for Jamie Vardy, Riyad Mahrez, Mark Albrighton, and then he's able to slip the pass as well. Listen, there's not many guys, believe me guys, I know there is not many guys in world football that can do that. And especially not for £5 million. Alright, so I think that guy has made a huge difference to Leicester, and one of the big reasons why you see Leicester City sitting high up at the top of the Premier League table. So, listen, my hat is off to little Kante, and when I see him, I'm going to tell him. Because I don't think he's getting enough of the praise what Leicester City are getting, and Jamie Vardy and Riyad Mahrez. I don't think Kante's getting enough of that praise, because I think he's a great footballer. Danny Drinkwater, well done, also having a really good season. Mark Albrighton, doing well, like him. Well, I look at Mark Albrighton and he was very similar to how I play the game. So the interesting thing is, I found a lot of videos the other day, guys, because I know, and I don't do it to be a big head, but these videos that I put out there with me always scoring that last goal at Filbert Street. One, it was the only goal I ever scored, so I've got to milk it a little bit. And two, it is the only footage I currently own that I'm able to put up on these YouTube channels. So I'm not doing it because I'm like, look at me, scoring, because I know it's always the same goal, and I know it's always the same footage. It's the only little piece of footage I've got. So anyway, Riyad Mahrez, Jamie Vardy. I've done my video on Vardy. Everyone knows that I think he's having a great season. I think he's a wonderful footballer. I think he's worked on his game and taken it to the next level. What I will say about Jamie Vardy is, I don't believe that a top team will come and get him. And the reason why I say that, I'm not hating on him, the reason why I say that is because how Leicester play their game, all right? They sit in, they defend well, they win the ball back, then they break with pace and they try and hit him. And like I've said in a lot of my video, guys, he works off the shoulder of defenders, all right? He's got other parts to his game, don't get me wrong, he holds it up quite well, he plays a few 1-2s, but you watch most of his goals, the one against Man U, the one against Newcastle he made himself, which he can do, but predominantly he plays off the shoulder, all right, and in the blind spots of defenders. He's really good at it. He's probably the best in the Premier League. So, as I've told you before in some of my striking videos, he's always playing on the shoulder, and he runs into the blind spots for the ball to be played in. Think of the Man United goal. Think of 8, 9 goals out of the 11, 12 that he scored this season. He's always playing in blind areas to the defence, and his runs, all right, allow the if he makes a diagonal run, the straight pass to be played in. All right. If he makes the straight run, the diagonal pass to be played in, and also his pace is unbelievable. But a top team, you name me one top team in England, Spain, Italy, Germany, France. Name me a top team that predominantly play with sitting in and looking for counter-attack breaks. All right, teams do it. Chelsea look to counter-attack, but all the top teams play possession football. England play possession football. So you've got to ask yourself, guys, why do England play Jamie Vardy out on the wing? Because they don't play a game that would utilise his strengths. All right, that's why I think all the top teams look at him and they think, what an unbelievable. He's got unbelievable pace. His movement's decent, but he hasn't got a game that suits any of the top teams. All right. So in the end, with a fast player who's a striker and he doesn't suit your style of play, you'd have to change your whole team to fit him in. So what they normally do, if they have players like that, they stick him out on the wing. Look at England. Stick him out on the wing. He's got pace, and the public are calling for him to be in the England team, but we don't play like that. England don't play like that. A lot of top teams do not play that kind of football, what Leicester City are playing at the minute. So they'd have to change their whole team to fit him in, and that will not happen. All right. Whereas Riyad Mahrez, beautiful footballer, beautiful. All right, unbelievable tricks, great feet, moves the ball well, makes clever decisions. Final ball is always decent. All right, that's how he's taken his game on. When he first came to Leicester, he probably beat 2 or 3 men, and then he'd have his Adidas stand finders on, and he'd play it into the stand, or try and beat 1 too many and get tackled. Now he's wising up, and he's learning, and he understands now that when to release the ball, what passes to play, when to cross, when to shoot, when to run with it a little more. Can you beat 1 more man? Maybe he will beat that man, and then he'll release the ball, make space and time for other people. Wonderful footballer, will go on to play for a top club, in my opinion. The other thing that he's added to his game this season, and I think it's all from Ranieri, is his work ethic. He's now working back, he's trying to win the ball, he's become more of a team player. And when Ronaldo did that at Man United, that's when the big boys, Real Madrid, people like that, come calling. So I think he'll get to the end of the season, and I think someone will come in for him and take him for anywhere between 15 and 25 million. I think he's that good, and I think he could go on to top things. So that's my take on Leicester, and I've waffled on enough, but will they win the Premier League this season? Like I said at the start of the show, no, I don't think so. It hurts me to say, because I'm a Leicester boy, I'm a Leicester fan, I used to play for Leicester. But the way this season's going, guys, anything can happen. Will they finish in the top 4? I don't want to throw my hat on it and say it, because if I do, I know I'm going to get a lot of kickback from everyone. But I always fall on my sword if I need to. Let me give you this. Leicester City, if Jamie Vardy, Riyad Mahrez, Kante, Drinkwater, Robert Huth, and the goalkeeper, Schmeichel, stay fit for the rest of the season and play every game, those 6 players, I think Leicester City will finish in the top 4. Will it be top or will it be 4th? I don't know. If them 6 play the remaining Premier League games of this season and stay fit, and there's no major injury crisis, Leicester City will finish 4th in the Premier League. Fingers crossed. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you all again soon, hopefully. If you've not yet, please subscribe. More videos coming soon, and I'm going to do some more of these videos. I like talking football, but as you see, I waffle on. Look, 17, 18 minutes gone already, and I've started to get used to now my videos being about 4 minutes. But hey, it's one of them. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you all again soon. Take care.